What happens if you cut a Nintendo DS in half? This. Hello, this is Voila Videos, and welcome back to another console review. This is about the Gameboy Advance Sp, so let's get started. Probably the most popular Game Boy around. The Gameboy Advance Sp is known for its clamshell design, like the Nintendo DS or the Nintendo DSi's or the Nintendo 3DS's. It is also known to have a front light or backlight depending on the model. This particular model is AGS-001. Here, let's focus in on that. Yeah, there. Now, the later model of this, the AGS-001, had a backlight instead of a front light. That you had two brightness differences. This either has front light on or front light off. As you can notice, the battery indicator light on the Gameboy Advance Sp is green, but it will turn red when the battery gets low. Aside from the more obvious things about the Gameboy Advance Sp, why don't we look into its physics? The top of the Gameboy Advance Sp only displays the Nintendo logo. The bottom of the Gameboy Advance Sp has the cartridge slot, and the right side has the power switch as well as a charging light on the bottom and power light on the top. The top has external 1 and external 2. External 1 uses the Game Boy Advance link cable. External 2 uses the Game Boy Color and Pocket link cable. We also have L and R triggers and accessory holders. The bottom has the logo as well as all the safety warnings and information about your model. And the left side only has a volume slider such as that on the DS, DSi, or 3DS. Also, on the side of the Game Boy Advance Sp, we have these little grooves that can be used for peripherals, like this magnifier here, which you could lock into the grooves, and it lets you play your Game Boy Advance Sp in IMAX. Here is the Game Boy Advance Sp AC adapter. It is black and says Game Boy Advance Sp. What you do, you would plug this into an outlet, like I have just did, and then you plug the socket into the external. Here, let me focus. Yeah, let me focus in on that. External 2. Let's see. And then this bottom light turns orange. That isn't the power light, this is. The Game Boy Advance line uses cartridges that look like this, or these. These are more of the unpopular ones, but they're okay. It is also fully backwards compatible with older Game Boy Color and Game Boy cartridges. They kind of stick out a bit, but it still plays them pretty well. Let's fire up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 in the Game Boy Advance Sp. They slide in like that. Power switch. As you can see, the Game Boy Advance Sp is capable of relatively good graphics. Better than that of the Game Boy or Game Boy Color. This is a pretty good game. Now I am going to fire up this Game Boy Color cartridge into the Game Boy Advance Sp. A great game called and it's called Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. As you can tell, the speaker is pretty good. stretch it or make it go like that. Let's try front light off. It looks very similar to what the earlier Game Boy Color screen looks like. It looks better with the front light on. It's hard to play this. And if you view the AGS-001 from the side, there's a bright light that you can see. That's because the Game Boy Advance Sp AGS-001 uses a front light where the light comes in from the edges of the screen, opposed to the AGS-101, which came from the back of the screen. Now I'm going to try Pokemon Blue in the Game Boy Advance SP, which is an original Game Boy game. As you could see, we could change the color palettes of the Game Boy game just as we can on the Game Boy Color game, because this uses an emulator from the Game Boy Color to play these games. As you see, the Game Boy Advance SP even makes Game Boy games look better. Somehow it looks better, like better graphics on the Game Boy Advance SP than it does the original Game Boy. And the screen flopped back. The speaker is also pretty good, as I have already noted. So, what does Voila Videos rate the Game Boy Advance SP? I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. Because this thing doesn't have a headphone jack. Also, the cartridges stick out if I'm playing an original Game Boy game, which is what I usually play, the original Game Boy games and the Game Boy Color games. So just for that, it gets a 4.5, but otherwise I can't really say much else wrong about this. It just does everything pretty right. It has a nice textured D-pad, A, B, start, select buttons. It even has a front light and a great sounding speaker. Plus the L and R triggers are okay, but it's overall a pretty good console. It's a bit overrated though, because these things work fine. I would still play these games like this if I only had this, because the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance are all pretty good. But the Game Boy Advance SP just adds so much to them. Thank you for watching my review on the Game Boy Advance Sp Model AGS-001. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Any feedback would help the channel improve. And I'll see you in the next video. Hey, it's Voila Videos. Click the A button on the Game Boy to see its review on my channel. Or click the A button on the Game Boy Color to see its review on my channel. Remember to subscribe if you visit. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.